Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back. I'm back. And it is still storming, but, tornado warning passed. So we're all good, we're all set. Yeah. Actually, this kind of just aligned with, the time I take my meds, real quick. So I'm going to really quick step out and do that very quickly. Just let me take my daily inhaler and then also something else. Okay. Oh wait, my door's not closed. Oops. Okay. Oh my gosh. I forgot to do this right before stream. I knew this, like, I was forgetting something. I was like, oh, I feel like there's something else I have to do. Yeah. Okay. I should be all set. That should be good. But yes, hello, welcome back. Or maybe welcome for the first time. But yes, I'm gonna be watching more. I'm gonna finish the video I clicked on before I had to end stream. And then I'm also going to watch, what is it? A video that came out by, who's it by? Pharrell McGuire. I've been watching his videos and I enjoy them thoroughly. And he just uploaded a new one recently. So I want to watch that on stream. Yeah. Because I've watched, like, the rest of his videos, literally all the rest of his videos, in like 2 days, so. Because I watch them in my own free time. I do watch videos on double speed. My bad, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty great now, though. The first time I started to stream, I was sleepy. I woke up from a nap, but while I was at a safe level, a safe altitude, I also ate dinner, which was really good. It was leftovers, Chinese food. And I enjoyed it thoroughly. You might hear thunder in the background, but that's just normal storm. The tornado warning has passed. It is run out. We're good. So, yeah. Yep. Hello, welcome in. I'm Fig, a figment of your imagination, and I was about to start watching scary videos. I'm also streaming on Twitch and YouTube, so you can see me actually. You can see the video I'm watching there and hear it. But yeah, excuse me. Oh my gosh, I was eating and now I kind of got a little something in my throat. But yes, let's see. Let me go over and is it gonna pop up? Is it gonna show up? Hold on. Scary videos that'll make you pee a little. Yeah, that's it. That's the video I clicked on. Alright. So, I watched the first one, I think, of Nuke's Top 5, and now this is, I forgot what number it was. I think it was 3, but I can't remember. I can't recall, but let's get right back into it. I'm gonna go right back into watching scary videos. This one, and then I have the other one pulled up here. Yeah. Let me like it. Okay. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I keep having to clear my throat. Pardon me.
A young woman named Sydney is invited to be a bridesmaid at a family wedding. She's
thrilled,
bridesmaid. Especially when she finds out
cute.
that the bride's parents have rented a nice old Airbnb for her family to stay at all week.
Nice. I get antique place. Okay.
Fades fast. Because from the moment they arrive, Sydney notices that her dog starts acting strangely at the bottom of the staircase, as if something there is really disturbing him.
Well, what if he's just, like, not used to walking on carpet stairs? Or hard stairs. Either or. Oh, that's freaky. What is going on? Is, like, his tongue sticking out? Oh, I don't like that. Wait. Don't mind my dog. She does this a lot. Okay. Oh my gosh, the dog was worrying me. I thought she was, like, overheating or something. Yeah. The curtains are moving. but I'm assuming... Oh, is the window open? Weird. Okay, so that explains it. Oh, window was open, whatever. Yeah, okay. Okay. Just residual wind or something, I don't know, science, probably. Oh, the cute little bridesmaid stuff. Oh, doggy!
Some unseen force seems to suddenly pull the
Oh my
dog's leash
gosh!
before it falls back around the dog's neck. The clip alone is creepy enough.
Oh my gosh.
If you listen closely, right before the leash seems to be yanked upward, you can hear what sounds like footsteps running up the old wooden staircase.
Yuck. Oh. Weird.
Sydney has no idea what could have made the dog's leash fly upward like that.
And I just kind of want to check, actually, if I can, like, see someone when she, like, does that. If, when she, like, turns to see if I can, like, if she shows the other side of the steps. Okay. Okay. Because I want to see if there's someone else there. Because it doesn't look like it. Maybe right at the... I don't know. That could be the shadow, though. But that could be also someone. I don't know. I'm going to say this could have been... staged, question mark, Unreal. There's always that possibility. But I don't like doubting people. So I do tend not to bring it up. But I was just seeing if you could, like, visibly see someone there. Excuse me. Is it gonna happen again?
Moves, I'm literally going to run.
It's the dog. Yes, that's the dog's leash. The dog's like, yeah, my leash.
I don't think the leash is gonna move, but she's definitely sensing something.
Again, the dog reacts as if there is something there, but Sydney can't.
I mean, dogs just sniff around, though.
However,
it's a new place for the dog, too.
A pattern. The dog only freaks out at the bottom of the stairs.
You know, the dog only goes halfway.
I just found
interesting
a door back
okay,
here.
Great.
So I don't think that it's what's on the stairs. I think
okay,
it's
great.
Something that's underneath.
That is an old doorknob. Oh my gosh.
It's an Airbnb, so
I thought my grandma used to have a doorknob like that. Oh my goodness.
She looks around. She realizes that there's a locked door at the back of the
stairs. That made me nostalgic for some reason. That's a weird thing to be nostalgic about a doorknob, but that's crazy.
And what they find is absolutely chilling.
Well,
so this is the switch.
Absolutely chilling.
You guys can see their light.
So, making sure my chats are up to date so I'm not missing anything. Okay, scary doorknob, scary door. Old wooden doors. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? I wouldn't do this because I wouldn't want to know. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
There's something right behind the door. Oh my god.
Yeah, nothing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. We're watching scary videos that'll make you pee a little.
Someone seems to turn the doorknob and yank the door.
Oh my gosh.
Sydney is
guys,
terrified. She
I pee a little. I'm kidding.
I sent the video.
And, we're watching Nuke's Top 5 scary videos. That'll make you pee a little. And it's like a scary videos, ghost videos. By Nuke's Top 5. This one, she's like at an Airbnb for a bridal shower. She was invited to be a bridesmaid, so that's fun. But the house is creepy. The old house they rented out for the Airbnb, it's like a million years old or whatever. It's not that old. It's not that old, all right? And then next up is this video from a YouTuber I like, Pharrell McGuire. He does interesting videos on... Sorry if you can hear me wheezing. I just took my twice daily inhaler for my breathing condition, but that hasn't been enough recently. And I've been wheezing. So if it gets worse, I'm just gonna give some time because I just took my inhaler. But if it gets worse, I will take my regular old inhaler. But yeah, I'm watching this next because he makes like internet mystery videos, like going over stuff. I find it interesting. But yeah, we're watching this right now. Nuke's Top 5. Scary videos. That'll make you pee a little. I couldn't resist the title.
Asking, like, hey, is there someone else renting it out as well as us, or what? Because there's a room under the stairs that we can't get into. There's
gulp.
It's locked.
No.
I didn't know. And basically,
is it locked? I didn't know that.
Those are the only ones that are in the Airbnb right now, like booked out for the week. So
no.
So now Sydney begins to wonder if they caught something paranormal when they had the bizarre encounter at the door.
I would absolutely 100% leave this alone.
Again, and
no.
This is where things take a terrifying turn.
No. Why are you so invested in this door? Just leave it alone. Oh my gosh. These people would die first in a horror movie. Because why are you investigating? You're waiting? You're waiting for a response? Okay. Oh, your friend has a creepy laugh. Oh my gosh. Door. All right. Is it any door? Oh my gosh.
This doorknob would turn a little bit.
That's an old doorknob. I mentioned that doorknob made me nostalgic because I think my grandma had a doorknob like that. I had like an old house or something. Yeah, see, this is like literally the worst thing you can do. Why would you investigate? Investigate. That is not in my vocabulary. Like, I say that word and I don't know what it means. Because why would... Oh my gosh, this is stressing me out. I'm stressed. If you could sit. No, why are we taking turns? Oh my gosh. I hope our phone gets pulled through and falls down the steps. Because it's probably just like a basement. Like a wine cellar maybe or something like that. Because I don't think it's a full room. Oh, sorry, it's thunderstorming. Why not figure they're trying to do it for the clip? For content? That ghost is the goat. Oh, yeah. See, because I took your phone. Keep playing around. This is exactly what I wanted to see happen, actually. Because... Why are you playing around like that? This is not... Oh, my gosh. Yeah, if you hear a thunderstorm in the back, it's because it's thunderstorming. Oh, are we gonna spin? You spin me right round. Oh. Why does the ghost low-key know how to use a camera? It's not getting angles. Oh my gosh. Oh, whoa. I had to cough. Pardon me.
And then, weirdest of all, the phone seems to lift back up and point toward the door.
Yeah.
Dropping again.
Yeah.
Sydney calls the owner and he comes over to unlock the door and retrieve her phone. But it turns out that the door doesn't exactly lead to a little room under the stairs. It actually leads to a dark, creepy basement. And
yeah, well,
it's open,
most basements are dark and creepy, unless you do something about it.
On the bottom of the door.
Oh, that is
Sydney
weird.
and her family have now left the old
okay, maybe it was thunderstorming. I stopped streaming for a bit because I got like 12 tornado warnings, so I thought maybe I should be careful and stop streaming. But I'm back, and alive clearly. So, at least where I am, we're good, we're safe. All right, Nuke's top 5. I'm not gonna argue with that. I'm gonna watch his ad because Nuke's top 5, the GOAT. I saw he didn't post in like 7 months, and I was like, whoa, he posts like regularly, like multiple times a month typically. So, oh. That is a... If I was an operator, dude, I don't know what I would do. I would be like, yo, we gotta get like Ghostbusters. Get the CIA in here. Get the FBI. Get the Navy. Because this dude said it's not human. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. That's why I'm not an operator. No. And for good reason. But yeah, no, Nuke's top 5 hasn't posted in like 7 months. And I was like, that's weird. I know he posts often. Turns out I checked his Twitter because I was curious. Turns out he was like in a car wreck and has been in like physical therapy for months. I was like, oh my gosh, that is not what I thought was gonna happen. That is not what I thought I was gonna see. I thought he was gonna be on hiatus. Hey, I'm in another country. You know, I'm traveling the world, having a good time. No, he's in physical therapy after getting in like a car accident. That is, precisely. Like I saw that and I was like, whoa. Yeah. he seems like he's doing well. He only did post like once, a few months ago. But to be fair, I would not want to have to keep updating social media if I was like going through a recovery like that. But yeah, I keep saying like I wish him well. I hope he's doing good. I hope his recovery's going well. But that was a crazy thing to find out. I just thought he was on hiatus. From like posting so much, because Nuke's Top 5 has been like a channel since like day one. Like I don't know how he keeps finding videos that are scary. After like going on for this long, because there were so many. He's got so many videos, and most of them are bangers. I will say a lot of them are good. Like they're all pretty good videos. Every now and then, you get like the obvious fake, but yeah, I hope he's doing well. But that was crazy to find out. I was like, I really was blown away. But yeah, hope he's doing well. I'm gonna continue watching his video. I'm gonna keep giving him views.
Sent to me months ago.
Should I zoom in? I'm so sorry. I have not zoomed in on this video because I don't watch videos like that. I always watch videos like this. Like I don't ever full screen them. Should I do that? I feel kind of silly now asking that, but it's been like this the whole time. Oh my, because I just watch videos like this because I usually have like maybe another tab pulled up. I usually work while I watch YouTube. So I have it like this or in like mini player. I did not think about that at all. Well, now I feel like I have to commit, quite frankly. I did not think about that. I think I have a weird crop going on because I have the top cropped out to hide like my bookmark bar and stuff. So I'm gonna say that was the reason I was doing it this way all along.
And I ignored it. I figured it was another fake, over-the-top 911 creature encounter story.
Word.
But after it kept getting sent in to me over and over, I finally decided to look into it. And
he's using a Russian keyboard.
This is
Stock
a real
image.
911 call. The call was made in Pender County, North Carolina on July 31st, 2021 at around 11 p.m. Snopes.com actually confirmed it with the Pender County Sheriff's Office.
Whoa,
it is maybe the weirdest 911 call I have ever heard. Take a listen.
There's probably weirder, but like paranormal call wise, yes. This is actually scary. I hope he like explains this thoroughly. I need this thoroughly explained.
Pender County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
Okay.
I'm driving on 210. I just crossed the Black River, and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
Yeah.
Okay, where are you at, sir?
I'm on
He just told you.
I just crossed the Black River. I'm heading towards 53E.
Yeah.
I just passed Patriots Watch.
He's given a good description. I am not good at directions, so I would have no idea where I was.
Okay.
And
did you
like I don't know how to read street signs. Wolf. Sir? Oh.
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Yo, that is so scary.
Sir, are you okay?
Oh my gosh.
There's something in the back of my truck!
Okay, what?
Oh my gosh.
No, it's not in the road, it's in my truck. It's the bed.
There's something in the bed of your truck?
Hello, welcome in.
Ma'am, I just turned on my bed light.
Oh my gosh.
There's something in my bed.
Okay, sir, when you say something, what do you mean?
I'll be so terrified.
I just knocked it off of the bed of my truck and went over my roof.
Okay, what was it?
Woof.
Now again, this call
The
is
rake.
verified.
Oh my gosh.
It is a real 911 call. Obviously,
oh
that
my
doesn't
gosh.
mean that everything the caller said is verified. According to
Well,
the
yeah.
man, he first saw what looked like an injured person on the side of the road. And then out of nowhere, a pale humanoid figure with sunken eyes and no
the
nose
rake.
or ears jumped into the
He
bed
came
of his
across the
truck
rake.
and pressed its face right against the back glass.
Yup, I'm hitting the brake. Yup.
Flew over the cab, hit the road, got
Precisely.
out, and ran into the woods.
Precisely.
YouTube channel Carolina Case Files actually confirmed the report with Pender County Sheriff Alan Cutler.
About 11
I can't imagine being the sheriff responding to that. But yes, hello, welcome. I'm Fig, a figment of your imagination, and also streaming on a mobile app called Irium, for VTubers, and Twitch and YouTube. Yeah. I'm multi-streaming, and hope you're doing good. It's fun seeing other artists join on in artist to myself. Yeah. But right now we're watching scary videos. Gulp, scary videos.
A call came into our 911 dispatch.
This one is actually crazy.
Individual standing on the side of the road, and it appeared to be bleeding. Now, he stated he was traveling
Like
55 or 60 miles an hour, so I can see how traveling at that speed in the dark, it would be difficult to exactly identify what he saw. But he stated that it looked like a human being standing there with streaks of blood coming down. It is very hard to listen to that call, to that 911 tape, without becoming somewhat unnerved.
Yes, that's not human. What do you mean it's not human?
The first time that I heard it.
Now,
No,
obviously,
can you imagine being the officer to be called? Like, yeah, this dude said it's not human. Go check it out. No, I quit. Do I believe in ghosts? I want to. I really do want to. But I'm also a firm believer in everything can be explained. Like, there's a ton of, like, reasonable scientific based in reality explanations that could explain a lot of these things. Yeah. So I do want to. I want ghosts to be real. I just wish. But just there's not a lot of, like, incredibly compelling evidence. Hello, welcome, and by grace, welcome. We're watching scary videos. This is Nuke's top 5 scary videos that'll make you pee a little. And we just listened to a police call, like an actual real 911 call. And this dude said, yeah, I saw someone on the side of the road. And then you hear something, and then he's like, that's not human. Like, what do you mean? If I got that call, I quit. I'm not checking that out. I'm not looking at that. I'm not doing that. Oh my gosh. It was a rake. It looked like the rake. The way he described it was the rake. Woof. Yeah, I have seen that call too. I have seen it, but I don't think I've really had, like, a full explanation about it. But I did see it because it got so popular at one point. It was, like, trending or something. First day doing pixel art. Pixel art is, like, harder than it looks. Shout out, because I've tried it and then I've given up on it. But yeah. Big not joining an event. I have to see. I actually, Rookie Coach just ended. I haven't checked out the events. I'm gonna be honest. I forgot those existed. After this stream, I'll probably have to check out the other events that are going on right now. I'm bad at that. I gotta keep up better. I gotta do. They start Rusty. Yeah, I gotta check them out. I gotta scroll, find out, cause sometimes they don't show up on, like, the whole screen right away. They start today. What did autocorrect? Rusty for today. No, I can see it. If you, like, didn't see while typing, yeah, no, I got it. I can see that autocorrect happening. If you're, like, blind, yeah. I'm kidding. Yeah, no, I don't know how autocorrect will mess you over. Just because. Alright, I'm pausing the video. I'm talking too much. Hold on.
No way to verify what the man saw, but keep in mind, he stayed on the line with 911.
He stayed on the line.
And actually met up with sheriff's deputies.
Yeah, wait, don't leave, don't wait.
Making a false report.
I can leave by 2? Dang. Go fill up the door.
So what exactly happened out there? Sheriff Cutler says people in that area report
the sheriff
things all the time.
All the time? They get calls like this all the time? I'm moving out. What do you mean? Oh my gosh.
Have reported seeing things and hearing things that they couldn't
seeing things and hearing things.
You can watch
either everyone is crazy, there's a gas leak, or everyone needs to leave. Like that.
Pulled from a dream. Nuke's top 5 viewer Nikolai says that ever since they moved his young daughter Hannah into her own room, the nursery camera has been catching some very strange things at night. One evening as Hannah sleeps,
baby
the
nursery camera.
This.
Oh, baby cam. Okay. Weird footage. Ooh! That was weird. It looked like someone pulled on the baby's leg.
His foot seems to be pulled by something. Pulled so hard that not only does the crib move, but it even shakes the camera several feet
Yeah,
away.
that is weird.
Screaming from the sudden jolt. Now, normally I would just dismiss a video like this as a child kicking in her sleep.
Babies move a lot.
Again, this pull is so violent that
it is
shakes part
an
of
intense
the room,
pull.
and her leg doesn't even seem to make contact with the bed. So it's hard to believe that a toddler could create that much force on her own. But is it supernatural? As always,
getting stretches in. Feeling around.
Something that you think would be perfect for the top 5, email me at nukestop5@gmail.com. You can also tag me on TikTok at nukestop5official. And be sure
that email name was funny.
Only at nukestop5official, because there are a lot of fake accounts on there. What waits in the shadows? A woman named Sarah cleans rental homes for a realtor whenever tenants move out. But there's a house that she keeps getting called back to, because renters never seem to stay there for long, always breaking their leases and leaving early. The realtor has never explained why. Sarah decides to film.
How has the realtor never explained why? That everyone's leaving. Are you just like a bad realtor? Why would you? They always got an excuse. Oh, but you're like making a whole like game. Whoa, that's exciting. That's just a breeze, a light breeze. Nothing to worry about. Yeah. Why are you in this room in the dark? You're just scaring yourself. Oh my god. I love watching this stuff. But I can't watch too much because then I actually do scare myself. What? So I get paranoid. Gulp. Okay. Is this like a video from like the realtor, or they said this was someone? Because like, what kind of realtor would make a video going through the scary house and being like, guys, don't ever come here? You're the realtor. That's like the opposite of what you do. Oh. Turn off the lights and it's getting... What even was that? Duke stop 5, go back, I need a red arrow.
First, the door to the toilet opens on its
own. Okay, good. This is what I needed. This is what I needed.
Then a creepy voice can be heard mumbling something indistinct.
Oh, weird. That sounds like the boiled one.
But again, Sarah doesn't notice. But then Sarah does notice an odd tapping sound from somewhere in the house and goes to investigate.
Yo, Middle Eastern ghost hunting videos are a different breed. Cause they fight back. Oh my gosh.
Did you see it? As Sarah
like they both do, the human and the ghost.
Tapping sound. Something in the dark bedroom.
Thank you, Nuke's top 5. Yes, I needed the red arrow. Let's go. Red arrow.
In the dark, even Sarah doesn't see it. And just to confirm that this is a pareidolia or just something already in the room, earlier in this video, Sarah filmed into the same room, and there was nothing there.
I was gonna say, did she film deep? I don't know.
Door opens on its own, and
that wasn't deep enough for me. I mean, like camera, like, oh my gosh, forget it.
But did Sarah capture a haunted house that renters just won't stay in? Let me know what you think.
Oh,
Scary videos. This is where all the videos go that are not necessarily scary, but
are
just weird.
Weird videos? Weird or funny?
First
okay.
A young woman
miscellaneous.
She was playing with a Ouija board earlier in the night.
Gulp,
a Ouija board. Herself in her car, singing along to her favorite song, she sees a pair of glowing eyes right behind her.
Oh, girl, that's the headrest metal. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Okay, never mind. Those aren't glowing eyes. That's just a headrest. Moving on.
Oh my gosh, that's you scare me too.
The new series It.
Would you ever play with the Ouija board? No.
And if so,
oh my gosh, a Ouija board? A Ouija board goes two ways. It's not real, and you just wasted your time talking to nothing, looking a fool. If it's real, you're cooked. It's over. You get haunted by a demon or like a ghost or something. You get the consequences of that. I'm not playing with a Ouija board. Oh my god. It screams and sits still. That is funny though. I've seen people do that in real life. It's because they saw something scary, but their brain's still processing it. Like, I get it. I get what their brain's going through a lot, but it's really funny. It's just funny to see. Cause like, what were you about to do if that was real? Like, what would you do if that was like actually eyes? Okay. That was good. That was a good one. That was good. I needed laughter. I needed joy. Oh my gosh. No. Oh my gosh. Yo.
And finally, they say that sometimes just dealing with yourself is the scariest thing you can do.
You're supposed to start recording before the green screen comes up.
The green screen? That's good. That's good.
So that's all for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back here next time.
Oh, Nuke's Top 5. Shout out Nuke's Top 5. Oh, good stuff. That was a good video. I like watching the scary, the quote-unquote scary videos at the end. The car one's so good. Those are all good ones. I need to laugh. I need laughter in my life. I need joy. Okay. The next one is this one right here. It is. It's by Pharrell McGuire, which is just a YouTuber I like. I watched a ton, probably all his videos off stream. And I really enjoy them. And this is a video that just came out yesterday. Well, thank you for the star. Thank you. But yeah, this video just came out yesterday, so I wanted to watch it. And I haven't watched it yet, and I was like, wait, I can watch also this on stream. Because it really was open in another tab. So yeah, peek. This is about to be peek. Yes, hold on, wait, no, I'm not gonna unlike it. Okay. I'm scared already. I just hit play.
When
Oh.
President Bill Clinton signed into law the Telecommunications Act of 1996, he presented it as an attempt to deregulate various types of communications industries, allowing existing companies to broaden their offerings to consumers.
This is a history lesson right now.
The intention may have been to increase competition.
Old people, right?
Breaking down the regulatory walls would lead to a massive consolidation of media delivery in the USA, ironically facilitating the rise of full-on telecom oligopolies, the exact thing the law was trying to fight against.
Dang.
These
Well,
newly Christian megalithic corporations, however, would make large investments into communications infrastructure in the country, directly facilitating the great expansion of a new kind of technology.
Right.
The internet.
What? The internet?
Telecommunications
Whoa.
the Communications Decency Act, the first attempt by lawmakers to regulate obscene content on the internet. While it may be
have you ever seen videos start like this? Like the video starts with some history lesson. You know it's about to be something crazy. Oh my gosh, Nick Crowley videos. Oh my gosh, I love Nick Crowley. You can see the video right here. There's a video right here, Nick Crowley. Oh my gosh, Nick Crowley. Also, Nexpo. Oh my gosh, if a video starts giving you a whole bunch of information, you're like, why do I need to know this? And then and then an unrelated thing, an unrelated story, and then in Connecticut over here, this person decided to record a video, and all of a sudden, 3/4 of the way through the video, everything connects, and you're like, whoa. So it's always good. It's always good when it starts like this, with a history lesson, because it's about to reference something crazy, and you're gonna be like, what? Sorry. I gotta sneeze. I was trying to hold it out until I sneezed. but it's tickling my nose hairs. Oh. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, finally. Oh my gosh. I'm just glad to get that out of the way. I was fighting that sneeze for a bit. Sorry. Okay. Woof, okay. Alright, I'm pausing now. Okay, I got my sneeze out of the way. I'm undistracted. Undistracted.
With how
Woof.
things currently are now. The information superhighway in its early years was seen as the last
Whoa.
frontier of absolute unhindered free speech. And chronically online individuals of the era were known for their libertarian ideals.
Okay,
As you can imagine, Big Brother stepping in and trying to mess with their perfect utopia of free expression was seen as nothing less than an intrusion.
Yeah,
One of these
yeah,
early netizens
yeah, that's what I was saying.
Communications Decency Act would come
But you
across
think,
something very interesting in the legislation.
Interesting.
Section 230.
Okay.
No provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as a publisher or speaker of any information provided by another information content provider.
Uh-huh.
Spark an idea. You buy a domain name for $100 and would slowly cobble together a
website intended for users to
submit whatever photos they
want. Well, I ate dinner before I started to stream.
Devastation,
huh?
didn't matter. As long as it was submitted by users, it would be protected by a law designed to keep this exact kind of content off the internet. The perfect form of protest.
Interesting.
Soon enough, this new website, filled with images of carnage and death, would seemingly find its way into every web ring that had a dark and
heavy on the woof.
Swiftly spreading around the internet like a disease.
Like heavy on the F. The wolf. Yeah. Rotten.com. Oh, I know that one. I know that one. I mean, that's not exciting. That's not exciting. This is like a bad website, but
While internet users were reeling in the novelty of the web's very first shock site, another enthusiast would also use Section 230 to
mess me up down. Oh my gosh.
This time to do some
not time to do some good.
Kale, an already acclaimed engineer who had previously
Let's go, heroes.
some of the first known search engine projects in the 80s, had a bit of capital to spend from those early successes. $15 million to be exact.
Oh, just a little bit. Okay.
Well, he could have retired
just chump change. All right.
Into some hot new startup.
Big.
Bruce had a greater vision. He noticed that the internet had a problem.
Why were you excited? Because I recognized it.
You see, the internet of 1996.
Even though it wasn't like exciting to see, I was like, oh, I know that one.
People would write HTML files from scratch and use a hosting service to serve them over the web. Content on the modern internet usually only gets deleted or removed on purpose. These early web pages often went down for a myriad of reasons. Whether it was exceeded bandwidth limits, physical server failures, or simply because of link rot, the early internet may have held the promise of one day becoming humanity's greatest ever index of information. But it was about as reliable as a library in a wildfire.
Oh.
To fix this, Kale would launch the Internet Archive.
Let's go, Internet Archive!
Copy and preserve as much of
what's the title of the video?
He uses extensive knowledge of search engine technology to build web crawlers that would sprawl the web looking for new pages to preserve, and also indexing new copies of previously archived sites.
Dang, is Internet Archive that old?
In the next few years, successfully preserving much of the 1990s internet, it wasn't a very commonly known project. There just wasn't much a normal user could see on the platform. If you were an academic researcher,
I did not know it was that old.
Access to specific archive pages, but otherwise, the archives themselves weren't accessible to outside users. That would change in October 2001, when the Internet Archive launched a tool that became an instant hit and skyrocketed the project's notoriety. The Wayback Machine.
Wayback Machine, let's go.
The Wayback Machine, you could simply enter in a URL, choose a date, and see how that website used to look. In this era, when the web was constantly morphing and changing, it was pretty cool to be able to see how those changes have played out over time.
Just play around on it? Okay.
I also found enjoyment in the fact that the Internet Archive didn't seem to have any limits on the types of content they would preserve, no matter how explicit it was.
Oh, yeah.
User would try typing in rotten.com. Sure enough, that site was archived too.
Whoa.
Not terribly surprising, as that platform had also gone on to gain an immense level of notoriety by 2001, but
interesting.
Here, you'll notice something weird. The captures have been steady throughout 2000 and the
and then just
2001,
stop.
but then they just abruptly stop.
Yeah, I said that. That's what I said. That's what I said, dude.
2002, and the archives would remain sparse until 2003, when they suddenly resumed at their usual velocity.
Interesting. I wonder if
there's such a big hole in the archives. It's such a noteworthy site.
Vintage of existence rather than already forgotten about. Maybe.
A little closer might help us learn more.
Old internet, man.
Fall off a cliff around
it's very, very curious. September.
Gulp. September 2001.
Oh, yikes! What could have happened in September 2001?
Welcome back to the program. We've got some breaking news to tell you about something we're just learning about ourselves here. Apparently, a small passenger plane has crashed into one of the World Trade Towers. This, of course, in Manhattan, New York City. These are live shots.
Woof.
9/11 would greatly amplify the public profile.
It was a busy month.
And the Internet Archive.
Oh my gosh, people were going to rotten.com to see videos people were uploading about that.
By both the news media and individuals.
Mega wolf. Yikes, like that is every word I use to emphasize myself.
On the other hand, had a bit of a different response. Shortly after the tragedy unfolded, the site would launch a new page titled
No. Oh, they had a whole page for it.
Which was nothing but an image gallery.
No.
It displayed pictures depicting scenes from September.
Rotten.com.
But it wasn't just a general collection of photos. No. It was specifically focused on one type of scene. When the planes hit the Twin Towers, thousands of people were inside the two buildings.
You cannot see it, but my hands are on my head, like on top of my head right now.
Stairwells and out the front door. But only those who were lucky enough to be on one of the floors below where the planes hit. Those on the floors above were essentially stranded, and they faced an incredibly harrowing decision. Onlookers would soon start to
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Leaning out of the broken windows on the top floors of the World Trade Center, most of them spotted on the North Tower. With smoke and fire slowly making its way into every corner of the buildings, well, I don't need to tell you what they were considering doing.
Oh my gosh.
The New York Times would later state that up to 200 people may have died as a result of falling from the Twin Towers. Officials would designate these deaths as homicides, as they ruled that these poor souls were essentially forced out of the burning buildings.
Precisely. Oh my gosh.
2002 essay Leap describes this very humanly tragic aspect of 9/11.
Oh my goodness, dude.
A pair who were spotted falling while holding hands.
Oh my gosh, this keeps getting worse, dude.
Rotten.com's Swan Dive was a less tactful record of this horrible fate. They had a whole
page for this. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Dude, I literally have like goosebumps. This is awful. My like chest hurts.
Was created by the main admin of the site, a user who went by the name Soylent. In reality, he was software engineer Thomas Edel. And as exploitative as a Swan Dive page was, you could see what this free speech absolutist was likely thinking when he made it. All the media
was disapproval.
Images of people falling from
Wow was like a statement. It is anything you want it to be, and right now it is intense, complete disapproval. Oh my gosh.
Broadcasters like ABC would even institute network-wide bans on the photos, and within a week of 9/11, the most photographed disaster in history suddenly had a mysterious hole in its visual records.
Ignore the thunder in the background. That is
being created to test the limits of free speech on the internet. Swan Dive,
there's a storm outside.
Was clearly a challenge to this gap in 9/11 media coverage, one that would trigger the creation of a different kind of gap on a different platform. While the Internet Archive was busy digitally preserving any 9/11 they could find on the internet.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously leave this one piece of it out. In fact, because they failed to capture multiple consecutive months of Rotten.com, we actually only know that Swan Dive existed in the first place because of contemporary discussion about it on the internet that did luckily survive the test of time.
Oh yeah, people probably just like took
suddenly stopped capturing
videos, like screenshots, or
they've never clarified why the gap coverage exists. But many theorize that it was the very first line in the sand drawn by the organization. While they are usually fairly lenient in preserving just about anything they legally can, they do occasionally make purposeful decisions to delete content, something that directly contrasts with the organization's mission statement. In some cases, it's because legal action was taken and they simply had no choice but to remove something. In other cases, however, it was decided that a piece of internet history was simply too horrible or dangerous to be remembered.
This is really rough. This is really a complicated topic because do you want to preserve that
in 2022, the Internet Archive would again make the rare decision to
what is that like morbid?
This time, however, it wasn't just a few months of captures. It was the entire archive of a whole platform.
Oh, a whole website.
To put in perspective how significant of a move this was, the organization has repeatedly refused requests to remove all manner of extremist content. In 2019 alone, they refused 550 takedown requests from Europol that targeted terrorist propaganda archived on the platform. Although it's worth mentioning, many of these requests falsely targeted unrelated content. The archive has also gone into multiple controversies
Oh,
over
wow.
the years for hosting
Censored to
neo-Nazi and
oblivion.
Holocaust denial content.
Yikes,
with
yikes,
Mr. Carroll
yikes.
alleging that the archive functions as a library rather than a publisher, and that even this malicious content can be useful to scholars, journalists, and law enforcement.
Yeah, this is a whole conversation. This is very, very, very convoluted, and I get why they would remove stuff like this. Because yes, people who are like looking into history, it would be very, very good for them, who are like genuinely trying to like figure stuff out, look into this. But there are also people who are morbid and just want to see it, or like believers and like this kind of stuff, and it's not good to have. But also, yeah, there is a whole conversation to be around that, and when your whole like mission statement is preserving things, you really do have to tread lightly. Well, not tread lightly. They do not tread lightly, but I'd say tread carefully in this kind of thing. It is a very, very, very sensitive topic, and I do believe in preserving even negative history, but there does come to a point where instead of preserving, it's more like putting on display. And very, very interesting to go in about. It is a very, very, very yeah. This is an interesting topic. I'm very, very interested in this. I'm not talking as much as I was in the ghost videos, because those ghost videos were more kind of silly. Not silly, but like scary. I could talk about them, but this is something like, what do you say? What do you say? You know, it's like, wow. I could say is wow, and woof, and yikes, and bow wow, and yeesh. Oh my gosh. And that one too, actually. There's like just complete utter appallment. All the fillers said precisely. That one too, precisely. Yeah, there's like only like so much you can say and do, and I'll pause it, because I'm just gonna keep saying that. I'm gonna keep like reinforcing that over and over again, but oh my gosh. It said horrors banned from the Internet Archive, but I thought it was gonna be like fun horrors. Even though like none of his videos are like that. But I thought like maybe oh my gosh. Okay. Actually, let me get water, because I'm saying wolf and yikes, and the vowels are hurting my throat. So I'm actually gonna drink some water. Take a sip. Take a little break. Oh my gosh. To like breathe through this one. Oh my goodness. Well, because like what can come after this? What can come after that? Oh my gosh. Like, is it gonna be worse? Oh my gosh. Or did he just like start off with the worst one? So everything else is like tame in comparison. Oh my gosh. Didn't realize. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like misinformation. I don't know. I didn't think it was gonna be like, how does everything come back to 9/11? Like, I feel like so many things, like so many like awful stuff online, and you're like, and then this started back in September 2001, and you're like, oh, I know what happened. I know what you're talking about. I know your reference. Oh, like everything goes back around to it. Oh my gosh. It's such a heavy topic. Yikes. Like, oh my goodness. Oh, there's many portal timelines. Like how Harambe's one too. Bro. I said bro. Sorry. Woof. That is, if you're not on Iran, you can't see, but I'm shaking not only my head, but my entire avatar. So, I'm dramatically disagreeing with, oh my gosh, dude, they made their own tab for it. That is what's like, Oh my! I can't think about it too much. I cannot think about that too much. I cannot think about that. I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna be like, that's awful. That's gonna ruin my like week. I can't. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna play the video. I'm gonna play the video. I'm gonna play the video, and we're just gonna continue on. Woof. 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 Woof.
Usually are for the Internet Archive.
Bark.
What could be so bad that they voluntarily decide to remove something themselves? Well, in this case,
oh no.
It was.
Oh, I've heard of this one
Familiar
too.
with commentary content on YouTube, a niche which mine and many other horror channels tend to be adjacent to, if not directly partaking in ourselves. This might seem like an odd decision. You may know the Kiwi Farms as a place that documents the online activities of controversial internet figures like Darkside Phil, Boogie298.
Yikes! Ew! 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 Get these out of my face! I don't even want to see them distorted and blurred and black and white.
The rise and fall of one of these creators. The Kiwi Farms will inevitably be cited.
Oh my gosh!
For some of these more well-known controversial,
I did see one of those. Oh, like a furry.
Kiwi Farms represents one side of a toxic symbiotic relationship.
Yikes!
Terminally online and often trouble users of the forum will go to enormous lengths to document and mock every piece of activity from these figures.
Oh my gosh.
The creators being documented will publicly detest this, and they will cite their trolls as being the source of their life's ills. At the same time, they'll continue to overshare their personal lives on the internet.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody like Boogie2988 will publicly seethe about everyone who discusses his personal life, while at the same time constantly revealing sensitive private information about himself.
Oh my gosh, it's like a snake eating itself. Oh my gosh.
Make their living solely from the attention they get from their detractors.
It's just so asimine. Like, it's like, this is so insane that it's almost comedic.
Even for channels like mine, Kiwi Farms can be a valuable resource.
Yeah.
If I were to make a video about Smart Schoolboy 9, for example, I would almost certainly end up having to visit the Kiwi Farms, or else I'd be missing essential pieces of the story that just simply aren't documented anywhere else. But just because it's a good place to find information doesn't necessarily mean it's a good place.
Uh-oh. Are there weirdos on there?
2013 as a centralized place to discuss and monitor the various online activities of Chris Chan, arguably the first person on the internet to enter a symbiotic relationship with their detractors.
Oh.
Soon enough, though, the forum would expand to track the activities of other controversial internet figures. While some of these influencers and creators partook in the arrangement, feeding the trolls in exchange for money and attention, not everybody did. In fact, some of them weren't even influencers or creators at all. They were just regular people that unfortunately drew the forum's eye. And for these individuals, the Kiwi Farms took on an even darker role in their lives. Canadian was one of these victims.
Whoa.
In early 2016, a user would create a thread about her, complete with an extremely mean-spirited biography, along with links to her Facebook profiles and even her OkCupid account. This would lead to 200 pages of discussion about her, with her entire digital presence being completely deconstructed and analyzed.
For what?
Anything embarrassing she ever posted was dredged up and put on display to be commented on. Let me be clear here. This isn't some washed-up YouTuber or streamer. This is just some random person the Kiwi Farms collectively decided to gang stalk.
They just didn't like her?
Harassment would continue and escalate until it was just too much. Would ultimately take her life on June 29th, 2016. Just 1 month after her 19th birthday.
Dude.
5 months after the Kiwi Farms began targeting her.
Oh my gosh, that is awful. That's such like a short.
To the forum, which would result in significant attention from the mainstream media, who would be quick to blame the continued harassment.
I know. What happened to Jobs, bro? What?
The site's creator would release a flippant pseudo-intellectual statement that inappropriately philosophizes about the nature of life and death, and also lambasts anyone who'd assume Kiwi Farms played any part in the death of It wouldn't be long, however, before more deaths were connected to his forum.
Oh, yikes.
In June 2018, game developer self-immolate in a public park. Her thread on Kiwi Farms had been running for 3 years. Around the same time, a thread would be started about a software developer famous for creating several notable Super Nintendo emulators. Upon seeing the hate,
Did they just decide not to like these people? For what?
Creator of Kiwi Farms, he'd beg him to delete the thread, even offering up his entire life savings and free software development services for the site.
Oh my gosh.
If the thread wasn't deleted, he threatened to take fatal action against himself, making sure to include graphic descriptions of how he would accomplish the act. Kiwi Farms' creator would refuse, citing legal concerns about accepting the money.
Okay.
But indeed ended all shortly after sending those emails, specifically citing the Kiwi firms as the catalyst for his decision.
Oh my gosh, dude.
The following year, users who tried to access snapshots of the Kiwi firms in the Internet Archive would be met with a white screen bearing the message:
"This URL has been excluded from the Wayback Machine."
Wow.
As I said earlier, this was a very rare decision by the Internet Archive, one of only a handful of cases where content was designated to be too dangerous to be remembered. Critics would argue that it was hypocritical for the organization to keep up other controversial platforms while specifically targeting the Kiwi firms for deletion. But keep in mind that phrase I just used, too dangerous to be remembered. Well, the Internet Archive has never clarified why they blocked this.
That's a good way to describe that, actually.
It's actually fairly simple and practical. You see, the Kiwi Farms is full of sensitive private information that was acquired and put on display without the victim's knowledge. Preserving access to this information isn't so much a matter of historical record as it is keeping a doxing index alive. There's a difference between content that reflects dangerous ideologies and content that is itself dangerous all on its own. So in that sense, banning the Kiwi Farms was a pragmatic decision. I'm not sure if the mainstream press really understood that, or the Kiwi Farms in general. They described the platform like it's some organized effort by methodically evil people to ruin lives. While the forum very much did ruin people's lives, I think the way the press tells these stories offers a bit too much credit to the Kiwi Farms. Having snarky discussions about
I think these are like
a common thing both online and offline. But the difference with the Kiwi
evil
Farms
geniuses.
The platform is
like they're just jobless weirdos who are so full of hate.
Just hate watching the latest 8th Street podcast to talk about with each other later. They're making
precisely
to chronologically archive the digital footprints of small-time creators and sometimes even just random people.
Just somebody you saw across the street that you didn't like.
Think about the sorts of people who have so much time to dedicate to such unimportant work. Pair that with the lack of socialization it takes to not care how harmful doing so can be to others, and suddenly things start to make sense. Your average Kiwi Farms user isn't some conniving sadist. They're just very troubled people who are often stuck at home and have just as many, if not more, problems than the figures they document. They spend their lives obsessing about the minute faults in other people, while simultaneously ignoring their own.
Super vibes are gone. Yo, my gosh. This is another type of horror.
Just so happen to be their hyperfixations. When the harassment escalates, it's not because of any organized effort. More often than not, it's because one person saw the escalation as an opportunity to insert themselves into the story, and in turn gain a bit of attention and notoriety from their fellow users, a form of validation they may be lacking in their personal lives.
Right, internet validation is like, oh my gosh, if you're doing all this for Reddit upvotes, like, oh my goodness.
Evil hackers persuading others to off themselves. Look, I'm not trying to minimize the horrible things that happen on this gang stalking website, but I think it's important to present it as it is, something the mainstream media fails to do. They discuss the neurodivergence of the victims at great lengths, but never analyze that aspect of the Kiwi Farms users themselves, or really even the interpersonal dynamics of the site at all, leading to the stories only ever being half told. Put it like this, if there was a group of people doing what the Kiwi Farms does, but in the real world, you know the news would be clamoring to figure out everything they could about them, like they do with all the criminals they cover. But because it's on the internet, they just don't even make the slightest attempt to learn about the thing they're reporting on. It harkens back to the days of the media running stories about the hacker known as 4chan. Except that was a decade ago, and I'm not sure the news should get a pass on being so lazy with trying to understand internet culture anymore.
That is crazy, the hacker known as 4chan. Yikes.
If you do want to read an actual good article about the Kiwi Farms, I highly recommend checking out this.
There's also, though,
Mother Jones, who's the only one I could find that actually made an earnest attempt to investigate a subject, and it's a great read.
To this day, you see just people not doing their research on, like, internet things that end up on the news, and they're just basically at that point spreading misinformation because they don't bother to check.
That's how the story tends to go. The organization voluntarily removes archive content unprompted, which is a very rare occurrence. Much more commonly, their hand gets forced.
Uh-oh. Is it another one? What? Oh my gosh, we're getting like one last entry. Oh my gosh.
Well, the Internet Archive may have started purely as a project to preserve the internet. It wouldn't take expand their mission to include preserving offline media as well.
This YouTuber, he does speak very clearly, so I thought subtitles
basically whatever they want to the archive. And
were a good touch on this one.
Undertake projects to restore and preserve different types of media en masse. The biggest of which was the Open Library Project. Starting in 2007, this initiative aimed to catalog and preserve every book ever published.
Okay.
Over the next decade and a bit, they'd copy and archive 1.4 million works.
Oh, whoa.
Each of which had an accompanying digital copy.
Oh, I think I hiccup.
One at a time,
oh, no.
Much like a physical book at a real library. During COVID, though, the organization would make a critical error. In the peak of the lockdowns, they would launch something called the National Emergency Library, temporarily removing the one digital copy per book rule and allowing an unlimited number of digital copies of each book to be lent out to users at the same time. Publishers were not happy about this, and a coalition of 4 major publishing houses would end up filing a massive lawsuit against the Internet Archive. The publishers would win, and the archive ended up having to remove more than 500,000 books from their library.
Yikes.
would label this as an immense setback to the site's mission. Unfortunately, this was just the beginning, as the lawsuit seemed to paint a target on the organization's back. In 2023,
they don't want free knowledge out there.
Copyright lawsuit over the archive's Great 78 project, an initiative that preserved and archived more than 400,000 78 speed records, a music medium that hasn't been produced since 1960. The organization would end up having to remove a decent portion of the collection. Things would get even worse in 2024, when news websites began blocking the Internet Archive en masse. Their fears were that AI companies were downloading site captures to use as training data. And unfortunately, it was found that both Meta and Google had indeed broken the platform's terms of service and used archive websites to train AI models. 2025 seen
tomato.
fresh archive snapshots of news websites, to the dismay of the journalists themselves, 100 of whom would sign an open letter in support of the foundation, advocating for its importance in an internet where everything is constantly changing and information is usually governed by big corporations.
Yes, precisely.
Renders access to it fluid and unreliable. The exact problem Brewster Kahle attempted to fix all the way back in 1996. The most recent setback happened with Reddit almost fully removing itself from the Wayback Machine. They too would cite fears of AI companies using archive data as training material. Reddit would very much prefer to make a bit of cash selling your post history to AI companies themselves. This video started with the rise of Rotten.com and the Internet Archive. Too early.
Now it's ending with
designed by founders idealistic about the free
losing history to AI because
the web could potentially provide.
Yikes.
Shared by many of their digital contemporaries.
Yikes.
First generation
Awful.
of internet users think about the direction the information superhighway is currently heading. If you happen to be one of them, I would love to hear your thoughts. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, so you'll be telling the YouTube algorithm that you enjoy content like this, and it'll be more likely to recommend you similar videos in the future. And lastly, have a good night.
Don't worry, I on a different channel, I'm subscribed. I've liked every single one of his videos. Oh my gosh. Oh right, that's right, he makes his own music, I think. At the end of his videos, he always mentions making his own music. So I'm pretty sure this is his. His videos are great. Oh my gosh, him, Nick Crowley, Nexpo. Those are the ones on the top of my head, but there's probably other creators as well. Oh look, Tuv as well. Actually, what is that? I'm gonna have to check this out later. That was a very, very good, I love an educational video. I'm gonna be honest. Am I a nerd for that? Probably, but I love learning. And I think I only really mentioned that like in my debut, but I really do appreciate learning new things. I am using headphones right now. Yeah. So I don't think Urium can hear the video, ? Unless you're hearing something in the background, because my PC, I have more than like 2 Google Chrome tabs open, so my PC is fighting for its life. Because Google Chrome is like the worst optimized search engine known to man. And also in the background there is a thunderstorm. There's a thunderstorm, so if you hear like rumbling or something, that is what's going on back there. But yeah, those are good videos. I don't know if I should like try and go back to the spooky vibe. What I really kind of want to watch is, I think there's Twitch was a little low. Oh, I was worried it was a little high. I thought it was a little loud. I wanted to see. Oh, whoops! Let me look it up to top 5. I want to see the Lacey games. I watched like the first 2 episodes. Lacey. No. How did they spell it? if you know what I'm talking about, it's like the kind of like Girls Go Games esque what is it? Oh, what do you call it? Lacey's Games? Lacey's Wardrobe. Oh my gosh. Okay, Lacey's Games. Right. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So I'm seeing videos about it. Oh my god, did they make it a new website? Wait. Hold on. Okay. That is gonna have to be another stream. I'm gonna watch Lacey's Games, and then I'm gonna go on the website after that. I'm going to have to do that. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let me save the playlist, because there's a playlist right here. Oh, 8 days ago. Wait, can I save this playlist? Official. Oh, it's an auto-generated playlist. Well, I want an actual playlist. Hold on. Playlists. Huh. Oh, they have a few different things. They have Lacey's webisodes. And they have Lacey's games. It's meant to be like an flash game, like girly game, like dress up, run a restaurant kind of thing. But like one of like the main programmers behind that used Lacey as like a how do I say this? A projection of like their own trauma. And then I might have to it's really good. I really do enjoy it. But I've only watched like the first 2 episodes, so I don't know too much. Hold on. I'm actually going to really scared me. That's really fun. The creator of this video, so from where I last left it a while ago, was it's like the people who were involved in making Lacey's Games were kind of like, hey, people found like weird stuff with our game that's really weird, but we did have that one really weird girl working on it as well. Maybe we should play the game to see what's going on. And so they have like a video called The Disturbing Rabbit Hole of Lacey Games, which I think is like the in-universe developers themselves looking into and like finding everything. I think. I don't know. But this, I have to watch. Hold on. I'm going to save this playlist, and I'm also going to save the other playlist of Lacey's webisodes, which Lacey's webisodes I think is like kind of like Barbie's episodes or whatever. If you've seen like kind of Barbie's like short little videos. Wait. Let me check playlist. Okay. Okay. Should I try to find like other analog? Yo. I saw this video walking through Target while purple. Out of everything on here, that is what my eye went to. Slice of Barbie life. Oh my gosh, I have to stop scrolling through this because what is going on in here? I watched most of these, I'm gonna be honest. But not here, not on my Fig channel. Maybe I should watch this one. 4chan and 8chan mysteries. Anytime I hear algorithms cooked. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Yo. Ugh, I always not interested in. Now see, this looks interesting. A music? A music. I heard it too 10 years later. Wow. Is that really 10 years old, that animation? Oh my gosh. The CIA removed this. I think I already watched that. I think I just watched it like 2 days ago, actually. Bob Ross theory. No, it's not. Oh my gosh. Yo. Oh my gosh. Yikes! Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Wait. Should I just watch the tub video? Or maybe I should watch just the Lacey's webisodes, because those are only a minute long. And yo, the creepypasta that turned out to be true. Oh my gosh, I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this. I'm not watching that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You know what? Let me just go on. I'd rather watch this video on 4chan. Here, let me hire it a little bit.
Nobody really talks about. In this video,
oh my gosh.
Look at the internet's most disturbing modern-day 4chan mysteries. From the anonymous user who knew about Epstein's death before the news even broke, to a bizarre...
Don't ask me how I know. We're asking, dude.
Conflict, and even the strange Antichrist account that convinced thousands of people that it secretly belonged to one of the richest men on Earth. We intentionally wanted to focus on newer era mysteries in this video because, yes, we do know the backrooms came from 4chan. We don't need a 5 millionth video telling you that. And honestly, we did what we could, but there are some 8chan stories in this video, just to make it a proper 30-minute video, or however long this video is going to end up being. But yeah,
not 30 minutes. Well,
for 8chan.
All right, round up. I round up.
Well, it's just an anonymous online posting board, just like 4chan. It goes by 8kun now, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Just want to let you guys know that we're going to be talking about 4chan and 8chan. And if you're not subscribed, don't subscribe yet.
Yo, so many websites want it to be 4chan so bad.
With that being said, let's get
like, there's so many versions of that.
4chan mysteries.
4chan has so many copycats.
They figured out Epstein's death before everyone else. So by now, you probably...
Wait. This one. It doesn't... Look at the fake ID. It says hair greasy. Yo. Do I gotta make better thumbnails? Because this thumbnail really makes me want to click on the video. Okay, wait. Let me stop getting distracted. I gotta do that. No, okay.
Already know about the Epstein story. The arrest, the sex
charges,
the jail cell, the whole he didn't kill himself meme. But here's the part that's kind of unknown to many from the recent developments of that story. Before ABC News, before Twitter, before literally anyone on the planet knew that Epstein was dead, some random 4chan user knew. And they knew it for a while before it got to anyone. 38 minutes to be exact. Now
38 minutes is kind of crazy.
The timing of this gets a little bit weird. The date is August 10th.
Oh, yuck. Get this dude off my screen. I'm actually like physically covering him. Oh, I do not want to see his face. Like, it actually makes my tongue taste bad. I want my tongue out of my mouth. Yuck.
An anonymous user drops a post on 4chan that reads, "Don't ask me how I know, but Epstein died an hour ago from cardiac arrest. Screen cap this." And that was the first public indication anywhere that Epstein had died in jail, which BuzzFeed News reported at the time. It'd be ABC News journalist Aaron Sky's tweet about the death by 38 minutes. A few minutes after that tweet, ABC's website put up the first actual article about the apparent. I mean, definitely this was like a classic media news scoop of the decade, only that it wasn't on mainstream media because, again, by the time ABC had it up as an article...
Yeah, it was like 2 other places,
So, unironically, such important news broke out on a website mostly known for pornish and white nationalism content.
Yeah, this is kind of...
No name and no face. I mean, what are the
weird...
And I guess the government wasn't happy.
Tomato. We need more than tomatoes. We need fire trucks. We need... Yeah, any big object. Red.
Who the anonymous 4chan user was,
Throne.
Spoiler alert, they couldn't. 4 days after the post went up, the Justice Department subpoenaed 4chan for the user's IP address.
Oh, yikes.
After that, the trail just went cold. According to 4chan's response to that subpoena, the anonymous
Covered
user made
concrete.
a total of 4 posts. When other users started asking questions, this person answered in a way that sounded really fluent in medical jargon. They said his body was intubated, that fluid had been infused, and that he'd been moved to an emergency room in Lower Manhattan. And if you really think about it, that's the type of thing someone says when they were there. But it gets a little darker.
That's true. That's something you hear over here from like
the same user also planted one of the earliest Epstein conspiracy theories. In a post that was later deleted but handed over to the FBI in a subpoena response, they suggested somebody might have swapped out Epstein's body all because of a mysterious van seen the night before. The subpoena documents actually preserve the full thing, and it feels like someone on the inside of that jail. They wrote about how after the 0415 count, they took him into medical in a wheelchair, front cuff.
Yeah, cruise ship. Yep.
Said they spoke to him. Then
we need like bigger things to throw it in.
Releases don't happen.
Tomato does not suffice.
Orders them. The next thing, he's in a single-man cell and hits himself. And the kicker is they claim the van never signed in, nobody recorded the plate, and a guy in a green military-style outfit was in the back of it, according to the tower guy who let it through the gate. Their exact words, "You guys, I'm shaking right now, but I think they switched him out." Now, was that for real, or was it...
You guys, I'm shaking right now. Guys, I'm literally shaking right now. Dude! Whatever, dude, whatever. Ugh. I really cannot find myself to be interested in hearing anything about this man.
Very committed troll writing corrections officer fanfiction. Well, that's the whole problem.
Corrections officer fanfiction.
To get an answer to that. The reason the trail died comes down to something painfully boring. The poster used a dynamic IP. Using the IPs that 4chan handed over, prosecutors had subpoenaed AT&T to identify who was using them at the time, and AT&T basically shrugged and said they didn't keep records that tie individual accounts or devices to wireless.
50,000. The body double.
They also subpoenaed T-Mobile, but T-Mobile's response isn't included in the files. The following year, federal prosecutors in Japan straight up
I feel like they should be. Why are there so many things not included in files?
The two guards were supposed to be watching Epstein that night.
Dude.
In a letter telling a defense attorney flat out that the dynamic IP meant the records never revealed the author. And here's the last strange thing.
Dude, get this dude's face out of my... Like, I can literally keep looking down.
Report on Epstein's death, dug into the broken cameras and the missing cellmate, but it never mentioned the 4chan post at all. Almost like everyone would rather forget somebody new first. Strangely accurate all-time high prediction.
That's weird. I do probably think it's just someone that was there or knew someone that was there. Like maybe a family member or like a friend or something. Or maybe, again, maybe it was themselves. And they did like... They're like, yo, I got some crazy new... A guard even. Just someone on the scene, maybe like a... Even like a AMT or cop. Someone. Because, you know... Even if it's like, shh, don't tell anybody. There's news like that, especially. Oh my gosh, you're gonna tell someone. Oh my gosh, do you hear this thunder? Even them avoiding his name, it's like the sky knows. Oh my gosh, we gotta get out of that story.
For Bitcoin.
You woof.
Alright, this one's a little bit difficult to explain, so just bear with me. Imagine somebody telling you almost 2 years ahead of time the exact day the price of Bitcoin was gonna hit its highest point ever. That sounds like a lucky guess or a scam or somebody getting a screenshot after the fact. And honestly, all three of those would be a plausible answer here had there not been some sort of formula backing the prediction. And of course, the weird part is that when the day came, the guy in question was basically right, and even stranger, nobody knows who he is. Let's rewind to December of 2023 so you get the full context.
Yeah, that thunder must be on Twitch. I have less noise suppression on Twitch, I think. So I oh, my phone's at 10%. Whoopsie, my phone's at 10%. But yeah, because I use an iPhone, I think Apple has like a noise suppression, just automatic.
He backed it up with the older cycles too. In this post, you can see him line it up.
Interesting.
Low to 2017 high was 1,064 days. Then
but the simulation will repeat itself.
Low was 364 days. Then 2018 low to 2021 high was 1,000.
Honestly, if I actually knew for a fact that the world was like a matrix and it's like, oh, the simulation, I would probably be using it for Bitcoin as well. I'm gonna be honest. I'd be getting rich. If the world was a simulation and like everything was like equations, whatever, everything was like you could predict it. I would have way more than $1 million, a bajillion maybe, which is a made up child number. So I would have made that word exist. So, and okay, but don't worry, I would end world hunger and have 1 million bajillion still left to spare. So let's get it.
Again, and 2021 high to 2022
this is interesting.
Was another 364.
Are you just like really smart?
Based on all that, he did the interesting thing, which is give an actual date when Bitcoin will go up. He said the next all-time high will line on October 6, 2025, and then added this almost creepy little line. People want to believe otherwise, but the simulation will repeat itself. And then it actually happened. The simulation did repeat itself.
Pay for a bridge that connects every country together. That's fire. That's really good.
Basically exactly when he called it, before it crashed.
I like that.
4 days
I like
later,
that.
And there's really no good explanation for it.
No need for planes
Besides
anymore. Get that
psychomatic
terrifying mode of transportation out of here.
Same coincidence, they genuinely found some pattern the rest
Take a bike ride across the Atlantic.
Both are kind of unsettling. And if you're watching this, bro, hey, hit my DM.
Yo, hit my
on Instagram in case you want to just give me some.
Absolutely, I'd be like, yo, you want to be friends? Like,
but yeah,
it is that.
This guy became a legend in crypto circles overnight. And in
Precisely.
December of 2025, the same anonymous user, same ID and everything, came back with.
I would be believing every single post. Oh my gosh, from this dude.
He predicted Bitcoin would hit $250,000 in 2026. He also
I would bet
threw
everything
Ethereum in there at
on this.
1,000 and Solana at 1,500 by 2026. And again,
Wow,
the
wow,
attitude.
wow.
In the post,
Oh,
he wrote,
wow.
not opinions.
These are big numbers.
His argument was that the big overall pattern hadn't broken, that the current dip was just at a reset before another leg up, with 2026 marked in as when the top happens. He also pointed out real-world stuff.
Oh, hold on, I got an AI bot on Twitch. Wait.
Settle on Solana for US
Wait.
banks.
Wait. Out of here. I was kind of watching. I was reading the subtitles because, yikes! It's just didn't do the Shadow Realm. Everything on Black Control. Oh my gosh! Precisely. I remember seeing one post about, if you remember, of course you remember, it happened like 3 weeks ago. But every team SE, the VTuber, the sheep VTuber was like rooting for, unfortunately lost. There was someone who actually, like, I remember reading One Money, like in the replies of like a post about it or whatever. So I remember seeing like there's one specific post I mentioned, but there's probably multiple, but I know like at least one person who got a couple figures out of betting against the team Essie was rooting for, which is crazy. I wish that was me. I should have done that. But let's go. Oh my gosh.
The option never rings a bell. It just shows up in the price later.
Huh?
People noticed, like big people. Tom Lee, the founder of Fundstrat, and a guy who actually gets quoted on financial TV, reposted the prediction on Twitter and reacted to it positively. Crypto influencers novel heavily go viral too by sharing screenshots of the old 2023 post, which is a big reason the whole thing blew back.
I would be following this dude.
So
I would be like, yo, hit me up. Please.
Anonymous forum user, a 4chan user for that matter, making predictions, and suddenly Wall Street analysts are passing his homework around and are wondering what's really going on. And that's not the end of the mystery. There's a little twist because not everyone's buying it. And I don't mean people doubting whether Bitcoin hits the new prediction price.
Is it fake?
People started doubting whether the guy is even real. Several traders and analysts came out to say the viral 4chan post looks fake, pointing out that no matching record of it could be found in the publicly available 4chan archives. And on 4chan, posts disappear fast, so there's no name attached to anything. So proving who said what and when is almost impossible.
Is it fake?
We were left with more questions than answers. And about whether Bitcoin actually hits that $250,000 mark this year or not, we're all just kind of sitting here waiting to find out if
there can every misinformation on the internet. Yes, everything I see is true. Like, I'm not
power structure.
understanding this.
The whole point of 4chan, the thing that people love about it and the thing that makes it dangerous, is that nobody's supposed to know who the other user is. You post, your post vanishes into the void.
Why would someone like lie on the internet?
Write it, and the same thing to every other anonymous user,
I don't get
away
it.
from whichever corner of the world they're at. So for years, there was this comforting little myth believed by the users themselves that there was actually no power structure, that everyone was sort of equal and anonymous. And then in April of 2025,
For sure.
somebody kicked the door in and proved that that was never true. Because it turned out there were names attached to the staff, there were emails you could actually trace, and there was even someone drawing a paycheck. All this came to light because a rival website had been quietly sitting inside 4chan's walls, watching for over a year. Let me set the scene. On Monday, April 14th, 2025, 4chan just went dark. At around 2:02 p.m. EST, it dropped offline, and Down Detector lit up with more than 1,200 outage reports. Users on Twitter immediately started pointing fingers at a rival image board called the Soy Jack Party, which was a spin-off that had come out of 4chan castoffs, especially refugees from a shutdown board called /QA/. According to the breach, they got it in by exploiting 4chan's MySQL and PHP software, which is basically the digital equivalent of a screen door with a broken latch. Over on their own board, the Soy Jack Party crowd was particularly glowing. One message called April 14th,
they're glowing.
a very special night, bragging that a hacker had been in quote 4cuck system for over a year. I'm gonna assume that's how they made fun of 4chan by calling it 4cuck. Pulling off what they named Soy Clips, exposing staff info and leaking the site's code. They signed off saying that for the old-timers and everyone in between, the night had been cathartic. But the memes are just an appetizer. The real story is what spilled out. The breach cracked open the back end.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not saying nothing because I'm so scared to make fun of these people. I'm not even gonna say a word. I'm not. Yo, they can do this, they can do anything. I'm so good. I'm not saying a word about any of these people on here. So I'm like actually so terrified. So I'm just gonna keep this part playing. And I'm gonna be like, oh wow, interesting. And that's all I'm gonna say about it.
Sort of information hub of the place, and I call it.
Oh my gosh, we're only halfway through this.
IP logs, email addresses, private band messages.
To another, absolutely. No.
Called OSI Nord.
Oh my gosh.
Data and did something nobody had really pulled off before. They mapped the org chart of a site that swore up and down and didn't have one. Turns out at the time of the breach there were exactly
this really is like gibberish to me.
Not ghosts,
though,
actual accounts,
like this
actual roles. Most
tech
of them were
speak.
janitors, the unpaid volunteers who scrub spam and get mocked by everyone as Jannies. Above them sat moderators, then administrators with back-end access, then managers coordinating the whole thing. So yeah, almost like a corporate-like structure. And those so-called hid behind weren't nearly as anonymous as they figured, because sloppy security let investigators tie a bunch of them back to personal social media accounts. One even let
people are using Outlook on there.
And then there's a name that really matters. Owner Hiroyuki Nishimura mostly stays hands off, but the research pointed to a senior manager who went by a crude nickname, and this is the detail that blows up the whole "we're just all volunteers here" fantasy. While almost everyone on 4chan works for free, this guy was reportedly one of the very few confirmed to actually pull a salary. Former staff accused him of shoving out moderators.
A salary from 4chan is kind of crazy.
People who let the extremist stuff run loose. So again, to most people's surprise, the swamp had a boss after all. One who got signed off on, who got hired, and who got tossed. The whole time everyone swore there was nobody home. The leak also kicked off the conspiracy theories. Faked screenshots showing .gov email addresses started floating around, feeding the old rumor that 4chan was secretly some kind of government honeypot. One viral post even claimed the IP dump showed 90% of /POL, which is politically incorrect, that its moderators were based around the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. That one's unproven and probably nonsense, but you can see why it caught fire the second people realized the mods had real locations.
Interesting, because at this point, if one thing is wrong, or you unbelieved, like, or everyone believed is wrong, I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying.
Basically, the internet claims they have inside knowledge about the apocalypse, and everyone just rolls their eyes at them. But this one's a little bit different, only because the first few dominoes were actually starting to fall. In June of 2025, right as Israel and Iran were trading blows for real, an anonymous poster resurfaced claiming he leaked the World War III operational plan months earlier, and the opening moves he described lined up close enough with the actual headlines that even Grok said the accuracy was striking, though Grok doesn't really have the best reputation.
Okay, I was gonna Grok.
Drove straight off a cliff into fake alien invasions, synthetic soldiers, and a secret group running the planet from the inside of a mountain in Colorado. Let me lay out the part that spooked people first. The poster, going by a trip code handle, said he'd first come out back in February on 4chan, and that an insider had since fed him updates to the plan. The early beats he described when Israel strikes Iran,
to a 4chaner,
the US gets pulled in and drops bunker buster bombs on Iran's underground nuclear sites using B-2 bombers, and Iran retaliates by going after oil and gas fields across the Persian Gulf and threatening to choke out the Strait of Hormuz. And, well, that's more or less the shape of what was actually in the news in mid-2025. A June 2025 thread went viral precisely because people holding it up against real events and going...
Well, also, okay, I have to say about this stuff as well. History repeats itself. You could also just be really, 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 really smart to figure this stuff out, to predict this. About wars, and you could also be really interested in, like, the... politics and stuff, and know and see this happening. You could see this happening. As someone who knows people are a lot smarter than me. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit. Maybe I'm giving them way too much credit. But people can actually just be that smart and maybe not have a job and put it on this and post it on 4chan. Trends are relatively easy to follow, if that's all they do. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe. But unless there's, like, something here that's undeniably, like, crazy.
Wait, some of this is happening. The poster claimed U.S. aircraft carriers would get sunk, that a civil war would split America into two, that Russia would invade Poland and the Baltics, China would grab Taiwan and Guam, Europe would
poor Poland. Oh my gosh.
And eventually foreign troops would land on U.S. soil and get stopped right at Colorado. Why Colorado? Because, according to him, that's where the secret group pulling all the strings has its headquarters.
Right.
The Cheyenne Mountain Complex, a real military bunker he claimed was a nerve center of the whole operation. He called it Majestic 12 or MJ-12, an old UFO conspiracy name for a supposed shadow cabal that secretly manages contact with aliens. In his telling, MJ-12 was going to blow up the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem to kick off the war, and after 3 weeks of nuclear detonations, stage a fake alien invasion using man-made android soldiers he called PLFs. Survivors would get herded into camps, disguised as soldiers, and sorted into useful or undesirable, and by the end of 2027,
this needs to be on Wattpad.
5 billion people would be dead. The grand finale in his script was the fake aliens getting, quote, defeated by supposedly real good aliens, followed by a one-word
actually good
aliens.
aliens.
Even tossed off survival pics and panic posters asked, telling them to get out of big cities and hide deep in the mountains with guns and canned food. So what do you actually do with this information? The unnerving part isn't the aliens, obviously. It's that a random anonymous person seemed to sketch the opening of a real Middle East flare-up before it happened. It was enough to make thousands of people take the insane parts a little more seriously than they like to admit. The Mystery of Film Leaks, Game of Thrones book, and Last Airbender. There's a little strange economy that lives on 4chan where people who've somehow gotten their hands
I don't even know. I just accept the knowledge that people like there's gonna be leaks of things.
Most of it is nonsense, but some of it turns out to be devastatingly real. And the fun, or the frustration, is that when the post goes up, you can't really tell which one you're looking at. 2 recent cases show both ends of that. One is a leak that has been confirmed and maybe pure fantasy. The other actually blew a hole in one of Hollywood's biggest release plans. Let me start with the one that made it very specific to people lose their minds. If you know anything about Game of Thrones, you know the pain of the Winds of Winter, the 6th book that author George R.R. Martin has famously not finished for well over a decade. The 5th book came out back in 2011.
I've heard of that. I'm not into the books or the series, but I have heard it's unfinished.
When someone on 4chan claiming to be a production assistant at Martin's publisher posted that the book was not only finished but already deep in the editing pipeline, it hit like a lightning bolt. The anonymous poster claimed Martin quietly finished writing in December of 2025 and turned in the full manuscript in January of 2026, and that the silence on his blog had been an intentional marketing go dark move. They said the official announcement
interesting. I gotta pause real quick, and I'm gonna say bye on Irium because my phone's at 2%. But I'm probably just gonna finish this video and then end stream. But yeah, I gotta go on Irium because my phone's at 2%. I'm still gonna go, just finish off this video, and then say bye-bye. So, thank you on Irium. We got the other side. I'll see you on the other side, soldier. Let's go. Bye-bye. Again, thank you to everyone who stopped by. Thank you for the stars. Thank you for the follows, gifts, question mark. I don't know if I got any history, but thank you. Have a good day. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay. And now I'm gonna put my phone to charge. Oh my gosh. Did my phone just die? No. Hold on. Wait. I did just in time. It's not moving. I'm not getting a response. CPR, let's go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it worked. My phone started loading when I plugged it in. Let's go. That's good. Awesome. Okay. I just need to, I just need to, what was it called when you, like, do that thing on it? Clear. That's what I need to do with my phone. Oh, by Grace, welcome in. I've never seen you before. You're so unfamiliar to me. That's crazy.
Argoed until Comic-Con, with a release aimed at fall to catch holiday sales. They even throw out a size around 1,600 manuscript pages, basically 2 of the older books crammed into one. And they toss the fans a bone by confirming that Jon is back, referring to Jon Snow, who'd been stabbed to death at the end of the last book. Now, the OP offered exactly 0 proof, saying that they wanted to keep their job, which is convenient but not crazy.
I was gonna say convenient.
A fake like this. You look at the details that don't quite
defibrillate, yes. I know how to use that.
For one, the OP
I learned at a class.
Silent, but he actually hadn't. In February,
basic life support, certified. Yikes, you do not want me to save in your life. Woof.
The 2 older books the poster compared it to were originally supposed to be one book, but the publisher split them because it would have been too long, so it's a little odd they'd suddenly be fine with a monster that size. Martin himself, for what it's worth, said back in December of 2025,
all of the books are monsters.
Buried under other projects and just wasn't in the mood to work on it. So take the leak however you like. But there's also the case that shows what happens when the leak is dead serious. Right around the same time,
I did see these. I did see these leaks actually.
It leaked online months before its release, and the way it started was almost funny in how casual it was. A guy behind an anonymous Twitter account said he honestly thought he was just trolling. A friend from his old hacky days sent him a full copy of the movie, and he didn't even know what it was until he looked it up. Since it was only headed for Paramount Plus streaming and not theaters, he figured it wasn't a big deal and posted a couple clips to mess around. Publicly, he even spun a cover story, claiming on Twitter that Nickelodeon had accidentally emailed him the entire Avatar movie, a post that racked up more than 30 million views. That's where 4chan comes in. There's a whole community of
4chan probably saved that instantaneously. Oh my gosh. They ate that up.
And sometimes sell their haul to the highest bidder. They egged him on to drop the whole film. He actually refused, saying it wasn't out of respect for Paramount, but because it'd be a jackass move to the animators who spent years on it. Seems like that didn't matter one bit, as the movie was out the next day, spreading everywhere across the fanbase. And unfortunately for the guy who did this in the first place, that accidental email story didn't hold up. Paramount investigated and ruled out a hole in their own systems, and the clean, high-quality version that flooded the internet pointed to a breach somewhere among the people who worked on the movie. The Singapore police stepped in after a report
got spoiled. That's actually insane. I'd be fuming.
Within a single day. According to the police, he hadn't been emailed anything at all.
If I was like a huge fan, which I kind of used to be, but
downloaded the unreleased film.
That was when I was younger though.
Online. They seized his devices, recovered a copy of the movie, and now he's facing
an
unauthorized access charge that carries up to 7 years in jail, a fine, or both.
Wolf.
The Antichrist user puzzle.
Oh.
This one comes with a big fat warning label built into the front of it, so let me put it up top and leave it there. What you're about to hear is a theory, cooked up entirely by anonymous people on the internet. Proof behind it. That said, it's one of the strangest little puzzles out of the 4chan breach. And the reason it caught fire says a lot about Snowball.
Yikes.
April 2025, and all the internal data spilled out. People went digging, and one anonymous account became the obsession at the moment. The account posted under a trip code, which is basically a little password hash that lets an anonymous poster prove the same person is behind the post, and it called itself the Antichrist. Over hundreds of posts, it laid out this disturbing vision of the future, one where the poster casts himself as a godlike figure who's gonna rule the world through AI, erase religion and democracy, and have everyone eventually, quote, upload themselves into his system, and scattered through all of it were nasty anti-Semitic and white supremacist lines.
Oh, great. Okay.
I'm not gonna repeat here. The kind
awesome.
Of
also might be not.
The thing is, people say that the Antichrist is actually Elon Musk. Yes, Elon Musk. How did this get pinned on a specific billionaire? Well, the theory really got rolling on Reddit and other forums, where a summarized breakdown of the account went viral, and people started connecting, quote-unquote connecting, the dots to
quote-unquote connecting.
The account kept teasing its own identity with lines like, you already know who I am. You use my tech every day.
So the thing is, this really is like Schrodinger's Antichrist. Because he's so corny, he would post stuff like this, actually. Like, this I could completely see this. I can absolutely 100% see this being posted and uploaded, and it actually be him. That would not be a surprise to me. If it's just some random person, I wouldn't be surprised. But if it does turn out this was him or something, well, I mean, I guess we'll never know. Question mark? I don't know if this stuff is.
This is what happens when a billionaire reads Revelation and
everyone's Neuralink.
Actually naming anyone, just sounding like a cornball. It leaned on far-right talking points that folks felt sounded familiar, and that's the whole
Very
case.
familiar.
There is no direct evidence linking Musk to the account, and given 4chan's entire history is built on trolling and pretending to be famous people, the
absolutely
more explanation is somebody baiting for attention. But here's the one detail that makes.
But he's both. I do not doubt that he was on 4chan. He's probably talked about being on 4chan, but he's so corny. He probably is LARPing being on 4chan, having like been on it, having used it. There's levels to this. There's levels to this. There's actually levels to this. It's like reverse psychology.
The only thing in this that isn't just vibes. Supporters of the theory pointed to a moment where the poster allegedly talked about an idea to make it so people who weren't logged in couldn't see content on the site, and then hours later, that exact change reportedly rolled out on Twitter. If that timeline is real, it's a coincidence. But even the people repeating it immediately noted that
if it's real,
that could just as easily be a Twitter insider or somebody who saw the change coming, or a lucky guess about a feature people were already speculating about. And then the mystery gets interesting. It turns out there wasn't one clean Antichrist account to point at. Diggers found multiple trip codes with similar edgelord energy, and people started arguing about which one, if any, was the real one. One commenter insisted a popular post was highlighting a fake, a LARPer. Someone role-playing a persona who only got inspired to start doing it after an earlier moment when a poster claiming to be Musk supposedly talked about Twitter changes before they happened. The screenshot that kicked a lot of this off was literally titled, "We found Elon's alt account," complete with claims about the account never losing its blue checkmark and posting the phrase code switch hours before Musk changed his own display name to Kekius Maximus. Still, nothing, but if you ask me, whoever runs the account was pretty spot on creating some Elon confusion.
Poor Pepe, bro.
The shared QAnon mystery.
He was turned into a monster. He probably didn't want that.
Right? It's basically impossible not to have. The whole thing about
what a question.
War, the Q drops, the phrase spray painted on signs at rallies, all of it long ago spilled out of the internet and into real life. But what I want to dig into is the part most people never actually learned. The weird, unsolved question sitting right at the center of it. Who was Q? Because after all these years and chaos, nobody actually knows for sure. And there's decent evidence that Q was never even one person to begin with.
There was like an ominous noise in the background, and I thought it was real life. And I had to pause it just to make sure, and it's not. It's not. There's just an ominous, deep rumbling noise in the background of this. I feel so bad for what happened to Pepe. Same thing with Doge. Oh my gosh. What did they do to you? Also, like, the troll face. My memes. What did you do to my memes? My internet memes, my early internet memes. Guys. Spooky was just called live on Fake V Twitch stream. Guys, did you hear that? I think it was a ghost. Oh, if I had that, hold on, wait. Can I find it? Guys. What is that? What is that? Guys. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Water phone. That's what it is. Wait. Yikes. Okay. Alright. That's all I needed. That is a lot louder than I thought it was. Guys, hear that? Yo. Those are way too loud. Oh my gosh. My teeth chattering. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm biting nails. Yo. Oh my gosh, it's so funny to me right now because I make those jokes all the time off stream. Oh my gosh. Like, if someone smokes or something and there's a puff of smoke, it's like, did you see that? Did you see that? I think it was a ghost.
Rewind to where it started.
Funny stuff. An
anonymous poster calling themselves Q Clearance Patriot started dropping cryptic messages on 4chan claiming to be a high-ranking U.S. official leaking classified secrets. But that one wasn't even special at first. The board was already crawling with these Anon characters, all claiming secret government access. There was FBI Anon. There was one calling himself higher-level insider who posted riddles about posts like Princess Diana. There was CIA Anon, and a few others. Q was just one more face in a crowd of anonymous fortune tellers. For a moment there, nobody cared. So how did this one blow up when the others fizzled out? That's where it sort of stops being an accident. According to NBC News, in November of 2017, two moderators of the 4chan board where Q posted, going by the handles Pamphlet Anon and Baruch the Scribe, reached out to a small-time YouTuber named Tracy Diaz. One of them, who turned out to be a web programmer from South Africa named Paul Ferber, straight up confirmed it, saying a bunch of them decided the message needed to go wider, so they contacted YouTubers who've been covering the Q drops, and it worked. Diaz made a video introducing the theory just 6 days after Q's first post, and that one video pulled in something like 250,000 views. The trio then deliberately moved the conversation to Reddit to reach an older, less internet-savvy crowd.
That'd be funny.
And from Reddit, it jumped to Facebook.
The normies!
The whole thing snowballed from there. Then, in November of 2017, the Q post picked up and moved from 4chan over to 8chan, a nastier offshoot with basically no rules, after it claimed that the original 4chan board had been infiltrated. 8chan, which later rebranded to 8kun, became notorious enough that the reporting flat out describes it as having hosted CSAM. So the whole board actually lived across two boards Born on one, raised on the other, which matters because it made the question of who controlled the Q account even murkier. If the account can hop platforms, who's really behind the keys? And that question got very pointed because some people started to suspect...
What? If it can hop platforms, who? The same person. You can make accounts on multiple websites. Well, is that a question? It's still the same person even if they change websites. Is that like confusing? I must not let me keep watching. I must not be understanding something.
The folks popularizing Q were also the ones writing Q.
Okay.
One of the moderators, Pamela Anon, turned out
Question
to be a man
mark.
named Coleman Rogers, who, along with his wife, on QAnon livestream channel that ran on donations. In an archived livestream, Rogers appears to accidentally log into the 8chan account of Q on camera, and the feed cuts out almost instantly. When it pops
accidentally.
Later, he just says, "Sorry, leg cramp," while people in the chat are going, "Wait, how did you post as Q?" Another time, he started analyzing the supposed Q post that his own co-host pointed out wasn't actually on Q's feed, and his excuse that Q must have forgotten to sign in. It struck people who knew the boards as almost impossible, since you'd have to already know which anonymous post was the real one. For the record, Rogers and Diaz have both admitted being Q and said they don't know who Q is, and there's no direct proof pinning it on any of them. But the coolest sort of quirk came out of Switzerland years later. A startup called Analytics ran the Q messages through text analysis software, and what they found was that Q drops don't read like one author, but two. Their analysis showed a clear stylistic split between the earliest messages posted on 4chan from late October to early December 2017, and everything that came after once it all moved to 8chan. The company said the difference was strong enough to leave very little doubt about an author swap, and an outside stylometry expert from France called the word
an author swap.
In other words, the Q who started this thing on one message board may not be the same Q who carried on to the next one. So who was Q really? Even now, the actual original author's identity is officially unknown. Email leak shows who 8kun's owner messaged. For this last case, we're still hanging out on the question of who the hell is Q. And one name always floats to the top of that guessing game, a man named Jim Watkins, because he happens to own 8kun, the website where Q was posted. He's denied being Q over and over, but in late 2020, something rare happened. A security hole cracked open more than a year's worth of his email logs for anyone to see. And for the first time, people got a peek at exactly who the owner of Q's home base had been quietly messaging. The logs only showed who emailed who and when. Nobody could read the actual contents of a single email, so think of it less like reading someone's email and more like getting the phone bill. You know, just the record.
Yeah, just like the subject line.
Was a gold mine. In total, the logs revealed 2,664 mail events sent from
that's a lot of mail
addresses to 665 other email addresses, with more than 1,100 of them coming from Watkinson's own email. The vulnerable logs were spotted and posted by Aubrey Cottle, described as a co-founder of the hacktivist group Anonymous, who had basically declared war on QAnon and told Gizmodo the movement was warping minds around the world. Watkins, for his part, wasn't thrilled. He said that instead of the flaw being reported to him, he'd been stalked, and that the logs got released just to embarrass him and the people who'd emailed him. He also flatly repeated his denial, saying he is not Q and doesn't identify as QAnon. So who was he actually talking to? The log showed his address and contact with a whole range of QAnon enthusiasts and some bigger name Q influencers too, though the famous ones showed up less often.
Q influencers? Oh my gosh.
Watkins wasn't a big influencer at all. It was a woman named Priscilla Adams Dumont who traded 126 emails with his account between November of 2019 to August
that is a lot of emails. Y'all don't text.
Went into a job as a contracting officer with the U.S. Army Contracting Command at Redstone Arsenal in Alabama, with an earlier posting tied to Army space and missile defense work. Now, remember that the whole myth is that Q supposedly has high-level government clearance and access to military intelligence, so an actual Army contract specialist being the person emailing 8kun's owner the most, that sounds like a smoking gun, except it really wasn't. The logs gave zero indication this woman could be Q, and her own online activity actually pointed to the opposite direction. She seemed to be an ordinary, very enthusiastic follower, not some shadowy insider. In fact, she once tweeted asking somebody for a link to the Q boards on 8kun, which isn't exactly the technical fluency you'd expect from the mastermind herself. Her two Twitter accounts had a combined following of just 185 people, so the person closest to the center of it all was, of all things, a regular fan. The rest of the league painted a sprawling picture of what running a site like that
lore for this. I don't have enough 8chan, 4chan lore
QAnon figures who ran channels and blogs,
to properly
contact with a big
analyze this,
and a whole mess of addresses using classic QAnon slogans in their names. But mixed right with all that,
I'm sorry.
About payment
It is gonna be
a company
excuse me.
8chan branded coffee and a QAnon merchandise outfit. and there were genuine
merch
corners too, since the logs included incoming emails from addresses
no
and neo-Nazi names. Then, on the completely opposite end, the logs also showed one-off contacts with law enforcement, including the FBI, the Department of Justice, Poland Cybercrime Unit, and even a Canadian child abuse tip line. So, did the leak solve anything? Not at all. The identity of the person or people behind Q survived it completely intact.
That's crazy. I can stay that anonymous
This video
and be so like notorious.
Subscription, please hit that subscribe button. If you think I explained these stories pretty well, please leave a like. Let me know if I mispronounced things.
I left a like. I'm subbed on my other channel.
I do look up all the
Don't worry.
pronunciations. All right. I know it's the Syrian section now. Apparently, I was on the British section, and I guess British people pronounce it Gracerine section and spell it differently. So, way to go, Google, and how to embarrass me. But it's both Caesarean.
Dang, Google made him seem British.
When it comes to C-section.
That is unfortunate.
But yeah, believe me, guys, I always look up the pronunciation of words unless it is a small town that no one's ever freaking heard of, and then the two people that live in that town correct me in the comments. Hey, I'll take those. When it comes to common words, I always look these up. But yeah, it was just coincidental that
I'm proud. I do that. I look up words.
I made a comment about it on YouTube. That not even the British people say it like that. I don't know.
Woof.
Google, not me, guys. Ask Google, not me. But anyway, I will see you guys next time I upload.
No, I need to watch a video of someone actually saying it, because I'm not gonna embarrass myself. Because some like text to speech got it wrong. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here because my phone already died, and I don't want anyone to miss out on a lot. Yeah. I treat all my platforms equally. My platforms have equal treatment. Thank you for joining, for stopping by. This was really a different kind of video. Reactions kind of went a little differently than I thought they would. But I like them. I had fun. I might not do them as often. Leave those on Twitch more, right? I love all my platforms equally. Don't make me pick. I'm like a parent, you know? It's like, oh, pick your favorite kid. No, I love all you guys. Don't worry. I don't love anyone. Anytime you ask, no, what? I don't love anyone equally. I love all of them. But yes, thank you for stopping by. I hope everyone has a swell day. Yeah. They always have a favorite. Okay. No, I won't deny that. But yes, thank you to everyone who stopped by. I hope everyone has a very, very good day. And stays hydrated. I hope you gotta eat. Yeah. Don't ignore tornado warnings like I did. There's a part 1 to this stream. So, I had to end it because of a tornado warning. Whatever, I'm fine. Everything's worked out. It's just a big thunderstorm that hit us. But, I hope everyone has a very, very good day. Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Bye. 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 Bye.